Pictures, breaking story here on the live report. Pakistani flags raised once again during a separatist rally. In fact, we're given to understand this was Mirwaiz Farooq's rally in the valley. Getting in more pictures of the latest incident involving separatists staring back at India in the valley. Mir Farid bringing us details. Mir, where have these flags been unfurled and whose rally was it?
Well, it was Mirwaiz Hurriyat rally, which was led by separatist leader Javed Ahmad Mir. Now, this rally was taken out very close to the Haval area in the old part of Sri Nagar city. Now, these people were out to protest against the house arrest of Mirwaiz Umar Farooq. Now, we know the government has put him under house arrest because tomorrow is 21st of May, and he had planned a huge congregation and march towards Eidgah. Now, today, as this rally was going on, once again, we saw Pakistani flags in this particular rally, and as it could be seen in the visuals, there is one clear Pakistan flag, which of course is in fact close to the wall, and in fact this was basically unfurled, and these flags were once again seen. Now, we know that previously such flags were seen during Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani's rally, which ultimately led to the arrest of Masrat Alam, should I say re-arrest of Masrat Alam. So today, once again, these flags have surfaced in the old part of Srinagar city. Around 200 to 300 of these Mirwaiz supporters were protesting against his house arrest, and in between there surfaced the Pakistani flag once again, and amidst pro-Pak sloganeering. Now, after this, in fact, right now also these protests are continuing. These people are demanding release of Mirwaiz Umar Farooq, but importantly, once again, we're seeing Pak flags in such a rally.
Right. While we stay with these pictures, you know, what's shocking, in fact, Farid, just going through some of the reports that have been emerging from the valley in the last couple of days, especially, you know, on May 16th, there were reports that despite tight security, there were several instances of people unfurling Pakistani flags, one at the Hari Parbat Fort, Bachpora, Babadem, Gujwara, Rawalpora, and all of this in Srinagar itself. And today you have the PDP leader, Mehbooba Mufti, coming out and still batting for the same separatists. You know, if you just can't control separatists, if you can't send out a tough message to separatists and you're going all out to back them and back their argument, you know, it's just going to embolden these separatists, which is exactly what has been happening for the last couple of weeks.
Well, yes, absolutely. In fact, we saw what happened when last time these flags were out. In fact, the number was huge, and it was a rally of Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani, where eventually then it basically blew into a big controversy and finally led to the re-arrest of Masrat Alam. And today, you're absolutely right. In the past a couple of weeks, we have seen these incidents of Pak flags being either pinned to a wall, or you're absolutely right when you talk of Hari Parbat, where we once again saw the Pakistani flag. And then today, in this particular rally, of course, last time it was the hardline Hurriyat faction of Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani, and this time around it was a protest rally of the Mirwaiz Hurriyat faction, which is considered to be moderate. And in between, again, we saw these Pak flags. So clearly it is, these are steps that are being taken to provoke. Clearly, there's absolutely no doubt about it. Although there were other flags, green flags, and in between there was this Pakistani flag. So clearly it seems that there are elements who want to provoke and who want to gain mileage out of it, and that's why we're seeing that these incidents are on the rise.
Yeah. Now, Farid, want you to stay on the phone line with us. Let's go across to Harshdev Singh of the Panthers Party joining us on the phone line. Mr. Harshdev Singh, your reaction to what's happening in your state? Pakistani flags resurfacing. Is the government losing control, or you know, is the ruling party or the ruling parties combined just given up on this?
You see, these kinds of episodes have been taking place in the past as well. But with the coming into power of the present government, the frequency has increased. It seems the government is very, very soft on these separatists, and in fact, it has been encouraging, because the kind of statements which were made by Mufti Sayyid on assuming the reins of government in Jammu and Kashmir on 1st of March, he made a statement that separatists and the Hurriyat also need their space. And he said that the peaceful elections in Jammu and Kashmir have been possible only because of the support positive support given by the Hurriyat and the Separatists as well as Pakistan. So this has had the effect of encouraging such elements who are now out in the open, and they're, with the frequency has increased, and the government, they very well understand that the government is not going to take any action. Because during the last 2-3 months, there have been many incidents of the kind, and nobody except Masud Alam has been booked, and that too because of the pressure of the media. It was, the pressure built up by the national media that Masud Alam was taken into custody. Otherwise, he was also released by the present government. Recently, Gilani also did the same. And then there were other separatists also who indulged in similar kind of activities. They were allowed to go scot-free. And because of this, these kind of elements, they have felt encouraged. And they are repeatedly indulging in such India bashing and raising pro-Pakistan slogans. And this is, we believe, this is very highly unfortunate, and particularly when the BJP is running the government in partnership. Because when they were in opposition, they used to be in the forefront of all protests.
Yeah, Mr. Harshdev Singh, Mr. Singh, while we have you on the phone line, we also have Ms. Hina Bhatt joining us on the phone line. Ms. Bhatt, what's happening in your state? 5 weeks back, you had a Gilani's rally. Today, Mirwaiz Farooq staring back at the state government. On one hand, you're fighting separatists. Your own allies batting for them. What's happening? Is this confusion within the government, emboldening these separatists?
See, you can't blame the present government for what is happening. We are fighting for the same cause, and two parties alliance doesn't mean that every time the alliance will be targeted or blamed for this, as you have seen the previous results.
The confusion is certainly emboldening them, Ms. Bhatt.
No, there is no confusion. People do such things and they get punished for at the same time, and very quickly they get punished. As you have seen the last time also when Masud Alam did it, he's again behind the bar. And soon action, I don't think, the soon word is not. I think action must have been taken by now.
By that same logic, you should have acted against Gilani. Gilani is outside again. So Gilani, will you rearrest? Will you press the same charges against Gilani? Will you press the same charges against Mirwaiz Farooq?
The law has to take its own course. Definitely, whosoever tries to do such kind of a thing, action will be taken against any person whosoever does such kind of action. So the government, the alliance is just not sitting here quietly, and it's not to be blamed again and again if such people are involved in such programs.
Well, it's surprising because, you're convinced that action will be taken. We're not so sure that, with the confusion prevailing in the government, anything will change as far as the situation is concerned regarding separatists. Let's go across to Ms. Bhatt. I want you to stay on the phone line with us while we take this conversation further. R.S. Chib of the Congress Party joining us. Mr. Chib, your reaction, separatists emboldened, they seem to be having a party out there just last week, in fact, 5 weeks back, we saw what happened with Gilani. It's happened today with Farooq. On the 16th, there were several incidents reported in Sri Nagar. What's happening? Has the government lost control?
Repeatedly, this is, I think, happening for...
All right, seem to have lost the phone line, the poor audio line with Mr. Chib there. Let's go back to Ms. Hina Bhatt. Ms. Hina Bhatt, while we show these pictures of what's happening, 5 weeks back at Gilani's rally, today at Mirwaiz rally, there's also a debate raging between your own party and the PDP and your ally PDP about giving a passport to Gilani. How can you give a passport to a man, and how can you even take this debate any further with a man who of course, who doesn't owe any allegiance to India?
See, we are not with any such kind of a group or any separates who does not agree or who does not respect the Constitution of India, who does not agree to participate in the democratic process of India. So, Mr. Gilani has to be clear first. He needs an Indian passport. On what basis he needs the Indian passport? So, right now this thing has happened. There is nothing, I would again say, there is nothing to do with PDP and BJP alliance.
Well, of course, it has everything to do with the BJP-PDP alliance. I'll tell you why, Ms. Bhatt, because if you send out a message, and, put all those who came out and, who took an anti-India stand on the streets of Srinagar, if they're staring back...
Bharatiya Janata Party is being very strongly and strictly against such kind of act, whatever happens.
Well, in that case, you should have. In that case, like in the case of Masrat Alam, where you slap the Public Safety Act against him. In that case, you will also have to slap the Public Safety Act first against Gilani and also against Mirwaiz Farooq, and put both of them behind bars.
Definitely. Action will be taken.
Yeah, pro-Pak sloganeering as well. Ms. Butt, this is it's becoming a weekly spectacle in Srinagar. Pakistani flags out in the streets. It's shocking because it hasn't been happening for the last couple of years.
Arnab, I'll tell you something. Separatist group, they have not got any kind of interest. We are not showing interest to whatever they're talking on. So it's the mere frustration they're trying to show and take out the Pakistani flags in the state. It's just their mere frustration because we are not responding whatever they're doing. Only the thing we right now are doing, we'll take the action against such kind of acts.
Ms. Bhatt, my name is Niranjan. Thanks for joining us on this breaking news story. Just queuing up more reactions to this breaking news story that we're bringing to you on the live report. Exclusive visuals of Pakistani flags being raised at a separatist rally once again. Remember, 5 weeks back, it was Gilani's rally when they all came together, when Masrat Alam, who was at the forefront of that rally, was slapped with that Public Safety Act, put behind bars. As far as Gilani is concerned, no action taken. What about Mirwaiz Farooq? Will he now be booked? Let's go across to Fareed, back on the phone line with us. In fact, before we go across to Fareed, let's also remind our viewers what's been happening in the valley. There was a rally involving Gilani and Masrat Alam, which Times Now broadcast 5 weeks ago. Following that, action was taken against one separatist. There was another rally that was held on the 16th of May, around the 15th and 16th of May. Several reports suggesting that Pakistani flags were unfurled in several parts of Srinagar. And exactly about 4 days later, on Wednesday, today, once again, Pakistani flags being raised. Meet Fareed back on the phone line with us. Fareed, this is going to be a big challenge for the government because all eyes will be on whether they book Farooq, Mirwaiz Farooq and also Gilani under the same act.
Well, in this particular case, of course, Mirwaiz Farooq was not present there, so that may work in his favor. But yes, these are his supporters, basically around 200 to 300 of them, who were protesting against his house arrest. Now, we know that state government has put him under house arrest because tomorrow he has a big program. He had planned, in fact, had given a shutdown call and also planned, called upon his supporters to move towards Eidgah to commemorate. In fact, tomorrow is the death anniversary of his father and also of Abdul Ghani Loan. So, to mark these occasions, he had, in fact, planned this, but he's under house arrest. But in this particular rally, we once again saw Pak flags surfacing. So it seems to be a trend now. And in fact, separatists, after one rally, we are seeing that these flags are coming out. But yes, political slugfest will start now, although I must say that more during previous regimes also, if you talk about Congress, PDP coalition, in fact, National Conference Congress coalition, these things, in fact, it used to happen. But now definitely the frequency has increased and it remains to be seen how the government reacts to it after this.